Imagine waking up every morning without the weight of debt hanging over your head. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's a dream that can become your reality. In this video, I'm going to share my personal journey of paying off $10,000 in just 1 year. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have the tools and motivation to start your own debt-free journey. Let's rewind to a year ago. I was drowning in debt. Credit cards, student loans, you name it. The constant stress was overwhelming. I knew I had to make a change, but where to start? Have you ever felt that way? Like no matter how hard you try, you just can't get ahead? Quick question. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever bought on credit? Let me know in the comments. My wake-up call came when I realized I was paying more in interest than I was on the principal amount. It was a vicious cycle. I felt trapped, and the anxiety was affecting my health and relationships. I knew I had to take control, but the path ahead seemed daunting. I started researching and found that many people were in the same boat. It was somewhat comforting to know I wasn't alone, but it also made me realize how widespread this issue was. Debt was like a silent epidemic, affecting millions of people. Ever felt like your debt was a monster under your bed? Yeah, me too. But here's how I started to tame it. Here's where things started to turn around. I created a plan. First, I listed all my debts and prioritized them. High-interest debts were my main target. I also set a strict budget, no more impulse buys. It wasn't easy, but every small victory kept me going. But there was one strategy that made the biggest difference. I'll reveal that in just a moment. I started by tracking every single expense. It was tedious, but eye-opening. I realized how much money I was wasting on non-essentials. Coffee runs, dining out, and those must-have gadgets were draining my finances. I cut back on these expenses and redirected that money towards my debt. Next, I tackled my high-interest debts first. I used the avalanche method, which focuses on paying off debts with the highest interest rates first. This saved me a significant amount in interest payments over time. Ever tried to stick to a budget and failed miserably? Yeah, me too. But here's what worked for me. I also picked up a side hustle. I started freelancing in my spare time, which brought in extra income. Every dollar earned went straight towards my debt. It was exhausting, but seeing the balances decrease was incredibly motivating. One of the most effective strategies I used was negotiating with my creditors. I called them up and explained my situation. To my surprise, many were willing to lower my interest rates or offer a settlement. It never hurts to ask. But the real game changer was yet to come. Stay tuned to find out what it was. The game changer was the snowball method. I focused on paying off my smallest debt first, then rolled that payment into the next debt. Each paid-off debt was a huge morale boost. By the end of the year, I had paid off $10,000. The feeling of freedom was indescribable. Now, you might be wondering, what's next? How do you maintain this momentum? Maintaining momentum was crucial. I continued to live below my means and saved aggressively. I also built an emergency fund to avoid falling back into debt. This financial cushion gave me peace of mind and security. I also invested in my financial education. I read books, attended seminars, and followed financial experts. Knowledge is power, and it helped me make informed decisions about my money. Ever read a financial book that changed your life? Drop your recommendations in the comments. 1 year later, I'm debt-free and on the path to financial independence. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. If I can do it, so can you. Your debt-free journey starts with a single step. Create a plan, stick to it, and celebrate your victories. Thank you for joining me on this journey.